Hey all, Hipper here. So, this is a video I have been wanting to do for a long time, and it is an Agile Udaloi. And I am using Makarov here. I have Snow Maiden on, but it is Makarov, and it's a box standard Agile build, full rudder, ingenious, and all this stuff. On the ship, I have the AA guns mod, and then I have rudder, obviously, and I have rudder again, and the improved reload. So this build gives me 3 heals, 3 speed boosts, and 3 smokes. And this destroyer is special in the Russian line because you get both a heal and a smoke. So 1.2 rudder and 41 knots. So the reload is quite a bit slower than Tashkent, almost double actually. And the torpedoes are also not as good as Tashkent, I think. But then on the other hand, you get a much smaller turning radius of 610 meters, meaning that this thing here is really agile. And of course, if you run an agile build, you don't have your concealment to rely on, so you have to, you have to make do with being an agile destroyer. And really, on this ship, it's not such a bad idea. I think Tashkent is better with this build, but Udaloi is definitely... it's not bad at all. I mean, it's quite good actually. So here we use this fast speed to get into the cap first off all, and I was kind of hoping I might find another destroyer in here because although the guns reload slow, they hit pretty hard, and you have, you know, 2 of them on the front of the ship, so you don't really have to get the rear turret into action when you are fighting someone else. You can just go bow on, and I like that in destroyers. It just makes it very, very simple when you are fighting other destroyers, really.
Smoke screen set.
So it's on purpose. I'm sitting here behind this block of ice here where I cannot spot right in front of me, but it's not that important. I can spot to the sides, and I'm pretty much just waiting for another destroyer to challenge this cap here, because as soon as I stop capturing, I know there's another destroyer in here, and I know he's just on the other side of this ice block here. So all I have to do is just pop out of my smoke here, and although my concealment is a lot worse than the other guys, I should be able to at least surprise him. And it is a Blisker reset there, so it's actually quite a nasty opponent here. But I've caught him at a bad position because he's got an island on his on his right. I mean, when you don't have your concealment to rely on, you'll have to make use of other means to surprise the enemy destroyers, and like I did before, use the terrain to your advantage. And here the carrier gets in a cheap torp hit here, but it's only carrier torp, so it's not much of a problem. And like I said, this destroyer has heals, and I love ships with heals. It means that I can be a lot more aggressive and still be part of the battle, even if I take a lot of damage, you know, just like in this case here. And I'm actually flooding as well, so he was pretty lucky there. And as you can see, we've already shot down 16 planes with this build here. And the AA is surprisingly effective on this ship here. And of course I am getting focused by the carrier in this game, so it's no surprise that I'll end up with a medal for it. But this is the build I always run on Udaloi, and I think it's a very good all-round build. I mean, all you're giving up is concealment, really. And I mean, that's very important for a destroyer, but it just requires you to play this ship in a slightly different way. So we got the capture here, so removed 1 destroyer, a gunboat destroyer, so very important, and we got the middle cap, which is of course also very important. So we've done something very good for our team here, and I'm just gonna get in a little bit of damage here while I have my smoke, but after that, then we'll just move on. And there's the clear sky, only, well, 4 minutes into the game. So if you watched my Agile Tashkent or Agile Le Terrible videos, like this is exactly the same setup basically, where you use the very, very impressive agility of these destroyers here to substitute for your lack of concealment. Of course, you will have to go dark as well in these ships here, and that's why at the moment here I'm trying to escape the carrier, because he is focusing me and he is keeping me spotted pretty much the whole time. And that's also one of the reasons that after carriers have come out, I tend to play destroyers a lot more with this build here, because once I get spotted, it's not the end of the world. My build is not all in on not getting spotted, you know, and some destroyers have a really hard time if the carrier keeps spotting them throughout the game. To me, that doesn't really matter in this ship here. First of all, because I got decent AA and I can, you know, take care of myself here. At the moment, I'm just snuggling up to the friendly here to get a little bit of his AA as well, because I'm under pretty heavy attack from this carrier here, and just gotta get rid of the last plane from the squadron, so I'm unspotted, and then we can head in again. So I keep saying this, like, if you're gonna play Agile destroyers, you have to completely change your idea of destroyer play, because you have to approach it in a very different way. Generally, you have to be a lot more aggressive, actually, because you need to get in there and grab the cap first, and then it's pretty much a more defensive role from then on. Of course, you have to, if you get the opportunity, take out the enemy destroyer like I did before, and with an Agile build, that's usually quite easy, because I don't see many other destroyers running Agile builds. So unless you get caught by surprise, you should be able to get off your torpedoes and avoid the other destroyers' torpedoes, because you have such fast rudder, and it's quite easy to show broadside once or maybe even twice, and that way really catch the other destroyer player by surprise, really. Because like I say, no one plays these destroyers here as far as I know. I haven't seen anyone else, as far as I know, again, going all in on Agile destroyers. And of course it doesn't work with every destroyer, but the Russians and the French definitely. And here I knew that Kagero was hiding in here, and of course he's going to shoot torpedoes. That's a given. He's sitting there broadside on, so obviously he is. And with these Agile builds here on destroyers, it's really not difficult. So I get off my own torpedoes, and I also managed to torp him. I do take a torpedo here, which I really shouldn't have. I didn't think that he got off the second set, so I wasn't really turning the way I should. And that's totally on me. I could easily have avoided this torpedo here if I had just been a little bit more awake. But it still worked out well. I mean, we've taken out 2 destroyers here. One of them a pretty nasty gunboat destroyer. And we've done it with a totally Agile build on Udaloi. And like I said, Udaloi, Tashkent, Le Terrible, Le Fantasque, Khabarovsk, and to a certain extent gearing, a certain extent. Those are the destroyers that actually work with Agile builds. Others I wouldn't bother, because they have other strengths. But these things here, they actually do really well. Of course, you can play them with you know, concealment builds as well. But this video is about an Agile build, obviously. So naturally, I don't have a destroyer commander on this ship. So if you lose your engine, you have to save your damage con for that purpose, nothing else. So I hope you enjoyed the video here, 3000 XP, and I'll see you out there.